Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody which doesn't infringe a copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
Hey everybody, I wanted to come on here and talk about the death of TAKEOFF. But I didn't want to do it until I spoke to everybody I needed to speak to. Today is November 2nd, and in the early mornings of November 1st, about 2:30 in the morning in Houston, at a bowling alley, TAKEOFF of the Migos was killed. A senseless act of violence. And, the Migos are amazing contributors to culture, amazing contributors to Atlanta. Their success, musical success and everything just soared so quickly. And TAKEOFF is that member in the middle between two iconic brothers, boisterous and big personalities, and Quavo and Offset. And then you got TAKEOFF, who's humble, quiet, introspective. And, I know a lot of community members are hurting from this loss of life, a wonderful life. So I did talk to the Houston mayor. The killers are at large, and he has some confidence that they're going to find the shooters. I've spoken to Quavo. I texted him early yesterday, and understandably so, he didn't get back. We normally text and talk pretty quickly and frequently, but at a time like this, I know how devastating that could be. I did talk to P from QC, and I also talked to our own police chief here in Atlanta. Even though the incident happened in Houston, this all matters to us and how we can be helpful in bringing folks to justice and also bringing awareness of it. So my heart goes out to this family, and Atlanta will be here to support all around TAKEOFF and his family for funeral and for future beyond that. But I did want to also talk a little bit about the fact that I do not believe that hip hop equals violence. I grew up on the music. I am still into the music. And I can discern and make quality decisions about what I do and what I don't do. And so I think that some of the things we should be pointing at is individuals that want to film, any and everything. There's internet videos of TAKEOFF's body, people screaming in the background. I'm thinking, why are you doing this? Just for likes and for followers. This is the same with school fights, the same with arguments and street racing and donuts and stuff, just filming anything just to get some likes and attention. What I'm hoping for is that we pay attention to what's going on. There's too many guns out here in our communities, and guns plus people being mad equals bad outcomes. When people are mad and they got access to a gun, anything can happen. Violence ensues. And in this case, TAKEOFF is a bystander. This was an unintended. He was not the target. This is innocent bystander's life is lost. That's devastating. That's just despicable. And so these soulless people, senseless folks that would shoot up crowds indiscriminately. We've had some happen in Atlanta. We've had people shoot up apartment complexes and near-death situations for people that weren't even involved. We got to stop that. That's what we got to stop. So I'm asking us to focus on stopping the violence. I'm asking us, in the essence of a young man like TAKEOFF, only 28 years old, a humble, good family dude, somebody who's, like I said, introspective, he's versatile and gives good lyrics, but he's also thoughtful. We need to live in that peace, go forward living in that light. And so I'm asking us to stop the violence. I'm asking us to make sure that we look at ourselves as people that can advocate for peace and bring down the violence all around us. I do not think hip hop equals violence. What I do think is that hip hop has a voice that can change the world. As the headquarters of hip hop, Atlanta, Georgia, We're the headquarters for civil rights movement, human rights movement. Everything TV, film, entertainment, music, culture is right here in Atlanta. So I want our Atlanta community to spread like wildfire to everybody across the nation in honor of Takeoff and his humility and his love and his passion and his love for his family. I want us to do something wonderful here and in his honor, live with peace and spread love to everybody. We've lost too many. We've lost Pop Smoke. You know, we've lost Nipsey Hussle. We lost Young Dolph right here in Atlanta. And we even lost Trouble, a young brother here. He was outside of the city limits, but he's an Atlantan. We've lost so many. I could rattle off so many. And so for us, let's talk about love. Let's talk about peace. Let's move forward. Let's move forward. And as we grieve right now, I know the community's loss is real, is big. I feel the loss of Takeoff. And to Quavo, his uncle, man, peace to you and your entire family. And you can count on us in the city of Atlanta. Much love and much peace to everybody.
You really can't trust elected officials because they're not here to serve you. They're here to serve their pockets. This man literally said that hip hop is not the problem. He said that Takeoff was not the intended target. How would he know that? How could a man that's in Atlanta say that Takeoff wasn't the intended target? How did he know that? See, the truth of the matter is they know who did it. He even said that he spoke to Quavo, then he cleaned it up and said, I text him, but he didn't respond. We normally text back and forth, but for whatever reason, he didn't respond. You really want me to believe that? You really want me to believe that the mayor texted Quavo and Quavo didn't respond when the mayor texted him? It's a sad day when you think that these elected officials are here to make sure that there is justice. We have the mayor in Houston in hiding. All of a sudden, you don't see no news conferences, but they came out on the morning after the death of Takeoff. Now everybody is in hiding because no one really cares. And this is why we're going to continue to see more deaths of rappers. Because number one, the people don't care. Our people don't care. We have become so desensitized to the deaths that for us, it's like watching a reality show. It's like watching a movie. We're entertained by it. You have the power to put these people in office, but for whatever reason, where's that power when it comes to getting justice for Takeoff? You can go out and vote, but when it comes to going out and get justice for Takeoff, all we get is crickets. When are we going to learn? See, it's not up to the mayor to make the city safe. It's up to you to make the city safe. I've tried to warn you. I poured out my heart. I poured out my soul in providing you with everything that could have possibly happened. But what are you doing in return? You just entertain. So basically, Takeoff is wondering who is going to go out there and do something about this. Because the mayor don't have a clue what's going on. He's just doing what they told him to do. You think he wanted to go up there and give that speech? No. He just did that to make sure that the people are pleased, because he know that there is a lot of tension in the air between Georgia, Houston, and he's aware of all the key players. But I want to examine this because I don't trust this mayor. I don't trust him at all. There's a lot of things about his mannerism and his body language that says he knows what's going on, but he got to just make sure that he play his cards right to make the people calm down and just accept the death of Takeoff. Just accept it. Remember, at the memorial site where the Prince family put their flowers, there was a sign on the wall saying, "Let it slide." Let it slide. In other words, let the death slide. It's crazy. Let's listen to what he have to say so we could break this thing down.
Hey, everybody. I wanted to come on here and talk about the death of Takeoff. But I didn't want to do it until I spoke to everybody I needed to speak to.
So you didn't want to do it until you spoke to everyone you needed to speak to. So you didn't do it from your heart then. So Mayor, you didn't do it from your heart. You had to speak to everybody you had to speak to first. Who was those people you had to speak to first? Did you have to speak to the Prince family first? Did you have to speak to Quavo first? Because you said that Quavo didn't answer your text. So obviously you didn't speak to him. And if you say you did, you lied, because you would literally contradict everything you said. See, I listened carefully, and based on what I'm hearing, you must have had to speak to some more important people before you made any sort of public statements. Do you see that? Who did you speak to? So you didn't want to speak until you spoke to somebody else. You're a mayor. Your job is to address the public. You have a mind of your own, right? So you got to get the green light from somebody else. I get it. Somebody else had to tell you when to speak and when to be quiet. How could you tell us that you text Quavo, but Quavo didn't text you back? Heck, if a mayor texts me, I'm going to text back immediately. You know why? Because if I got the air of the mayor, that means I can literally share all my grievances and different things that I would like to see done, and pretty much give that directly to him, and hopefully something can happen. So who would pass up the opportunity of an elected official contacting them? I'm pretty sure anybody would return the text. But you want us to believe that Quavo didn't text you back? So you talk with all these rappers. Isn't it interesting how the mayors talk with the rappers? The chief of police talk with the rappers. Everybody have relationships with these rappers. But when it comes to the crimes that are being committed, nobody don't know nothing. Let's listen to what he have to say.
Today is November 2nd, and in the early mornings of November 1st, about 2:30 in the morning in Houston, at a bowling alley, Takeoff of the Migos was killed. A senseless act of violence. And, the Migos are amazing contributors to culture, amazing contributors to Atlanta. Their success, musical success and everything just soared so quickly. And TAKEOFF is that member in the middle between two iconic brothers.
Two iconic brothers? Iconic? Are you kidding me? Iconic? So TAKEOFF is in the middle. And the other two guys, they're iconic. I don't think that's true, because based on Quavo's letter, Quavo didn't know where he was going in life. You understand? It was TAKEOFF that actually made those guys who they are. TAKEOFF is the one who carried them. So it would be TAKEOFF that's iconic. Well, let's hear what he got to say.
Boisterous and big personalities, and Quavo and Offset. And then you got TAKEOFF, who's humble, quiet, introspective. And, I know a lot of community members are hurting from this loss of life.
A lot of community members are hurting for this loss of life. But what are you doing about it? What are you doing, Mr. Mayor, with all your power? What are you doing to solve the case? Nothing. You're just providing lip service. And this is why I don't trust you. This is why I don't trust any of these mayors, because they're not really doing anything about the problems. They're not. Their job is just to calm the people down. Calm the people down so there's no sort of violence. Calm the people down so that you can get the check. Let's just be honest, Mr. Mayor. You don't care about TAKEOFF. You never did. What you're doing, Mr. Mayor, is called situational ethics. There's a situation, and you're just taking full advantage of it to win the favor of the people. That's what you're doing right now. Because you're not doing anything to solve the case. With your power, you're able to make noise, but you're not doing that. All you're doing is making a speech so that you could appear as if though you care. But deep down inside, it's just another day at the office. Let's go.
Wonderful life. So I did talk to the Houston mayor.
He said he talked to the Houston mayor. He said he talked to the Houston mayor, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. So we got the mayor of Atlanta talking to the mayor of Houston, who is allegedly connected to the Prince family. And you're expecting justice for TAKEOFF? Do you see how they're all in cahoots with one another? See, Mr. Dickens have the phone number of the mayor of Houston on his phone, which means he can call them and say, we need answers about TAKEOFF's death immediately. We need to see the cameras. We need to see documents. We need to know who was in attendance, because they have a camera at the entrance of the building. So obviously that camera caught everybody's face. So what is taking them so long? See, this mayor is guilty of treason. You know, we talk about enemies that are foreign, but what about domestic? He have the power to demand answers. He can call the chief of police in Houston. He have that political reach. Matter of fact, his phone call to Houston has a lot of weight. It's one thing if you are, or me, pick up the phone to make some noise, but when the mayor call and demand answers, trust and believe it's going to make people uncomfortable and they're going to have to make moves. So he spoke to the mayor of Houston, but they didn't speak of, let's look at the tapes. Let's look at all the people that came in that building and out of that building after this event. He ain't talk about that. Why? Because, again, the death of Takeoff was an alleged blood sacrifice. It's a ritual. And these things happen. And everybody's in cahoots with one another. They're just going to stay quiet about it. They're acting like this is a mystery, like they just don't know what happened. And it's up to the people to make noise about this. It's up to you. Nothing's going to get done until you do it. If you don't support in getting answers, nothing happens. If you don't make noise about it, nothing happens. You have to be insane to be expecting that your elected officials, your police department is going to solve this case just because it's the police department and that's the mayor and that's the chief of police. That does not mean they're going to solve anything. A lot of you go to your 9-to-5 grind. You don't want to be there. You go there because you have to pay bills. So how do you think these people are when they go to their jobs? Do you really think the mayor go into the office happy? You think the chief of police go up there and he be just ready to do his job? That man is stressed out. That man deals with all the issues in the streets every day. He don't care about Takeoff. For him, Takeoff is just another guy that got killed. He don't care. And when you study the chief of police in Houston, it's clear that he have ties to the Prince family, allegedly. Based on his demeanor, the way he spoke, it's very clear that he know that man personally, allegedly. And he most likely got that phone call letting them know, look, y'all ain't see no camera. I don't want to hear anything about my sons. If you find any shell casings, you better throw them away. Ain't no telling if somebody was threatened, possibly paid off, because this type of stuff happens in the streets. You see, you cannot trust these people. You have to demand the answers. You understand? You got to take the action in order for something to happen. Takeoff is not going to get justice in this. I'm just letting you know. With all the research I've done, with all the videos I put out, I've given my all. Do you understand that? I put in a lot of work. There's evidence out there, proof. But yet, what are the investigators doing? Nothing. They're drinking. They're smoking. They're at these little parties. They don't care. So what exactly are you going to do? What are you going to do about the situation? When you listen to these elected officials, it's clear they don't have no soul. They're just doing that for the cameras.
Those are at large, and he has some confidence that they're going to find.
Let me rewind that piece back so you can hear that again.
Are hurting from this loss of life, a wonderful life. So I did talk to the Houston mayor. The killers are at large, and he has some confidence that they're going to find the shooter.
Now notice, he said that the killers are at large. The mayor of Atlanta said that he spoke to the mayor of Houston and said that the killers are at large and that they're going to find them. When? That is when you, the people, have to step up your game. See, I don't think a lot of you understand how serious this is. Takeoff is not going to get justice. It's not going to happen. The only way this is going to actually make any progress is that you, the people, make noise. Notice there are no news updates. Nothing. No news updates. Right? We haven't heard nothing from the chief of police in Houston since his first public statement. He went on vacation. And that's why they did the memorial funeral ritual to finalize his death. Why? To get everything out of the way. They did that, and that's why they invited everyone from Atlanta to come out in there for free. It's sort of like giving you a free concert to kind of butter you up so that you don't make any noise. Pacify you so that you don't think, so that you don't use your brain. You don't think they know I'm making these videos? You don't think the Prince family is aware that I make these videos? You don't think Quavo's seen my videos yet? Trust and believe he did. Quavo have not even come out yet to even open his mouth and speak to the people. Nobody in his family. Check the records, folks. Nobody in Quavo's family have come forward to even talk about what's going on. No one. How come we haven't heard no word from Migo Bands? Remember the guy that was in the tape that had the gun? What about him? That's supposed to be Quavo's brother. Where's his public statement? Why he ain't talking? See, I'm pretty much sure that Quavo is subscribed to my channel. Migo Bands is subscribed to my channel. All of them subscribe because they got to keep tabs on exactly what I'm saying. But notice, you don't hear nothing from Migo Bands. Where's his public statement? You don't hear anything. Why? Because our people don't demand answers. See, I understand how the devil works. The more I'm in this world, the more I understand how the devil works. The devil tries to take you off your square. The devil tries to frustrate you. The devil tries to make you feel like you're not making any impact when you really are. And the devil don't like the fact that I speak the truth. See, I'm doing a better job than the mayor of Atlanta. I'm doing a better job than the mayor in Houston. I'm doing a better job than the chief of police in Houston. I've asked all the correct questions, and I held a lot of people accountable. So why are the investigators taking so long when it comes to this case? Why? When are we going to get actual footage of the people that were at the bowling alley so that they can just make the arrest necessary? When are we going to get that? You know when? When you folks make noise. You have to make noise. Look, You burned down cities. You tore up blocks and neighborhoods over George Floyd. You destroyed many businesses for nothing. Businesses that had nothing to do with that man's death, which is senseless. You did all of that stuff for a man that you don't even know, a man that has a history, a messy history. And then when Kanye West speak about it, you got upset with Kanye West because Kanye West is out there speaking truth. So everybody turned against him. And then when Kyrie started to speak some truth, he got condemned and whipped into submission and had to pay money. And what do our people do? We sit back and we laugh. All of those men being sacrificed before our eyes, billions of dollars lost. Imagine that. They're making mockery of Kanye, talking about let's start a GoFundMe to make him become a billionaire. See, our people, they're very excited to see a black man lose. We love it. I'm convinced. I'm going to have to now accept the fact that our people are destroyed completely and just not expect you to do better. I'm going to have to really start to feel that way because that's what we do as a people. We don't want to do better. We love crime. We love hate. We're jealous of one another. We don't want to see each other grow. That's how we are. So I'm going to have to just accept that you're not going to do anything when it comes to Takeoff getting any justice. You're not going to do anything. The people in Houston are asleep and the people in Atlanta are asleep. You, the people, control the mayor. If you all stand up, the mayor have no choice to press buttons. He have to do what he got to do. But it's not going to happen if you just stay quiet. See, I'm trying to influence you to action because Takeoff is not going to get no justice. I'm just letting you know it's not going to happen. When are you going to wake up and see? He's not going to get no justice. They're not going to bring nobody forward. Why? Because they know that you folks are not going to do nothing. Because this is how Negroes are. We sit back and we stand by when our own people die. This is what we do. We stay quiet. We don't want to talk. We don't want to tell. We don't want to call the police because we don't want to be labeled a snitch, which is dumb. It's very foolish. So the mayor is happy because he knows that the people are dumbed down. He know the people are dumbed down and they're not going to say nothing regarding this. And with our people, they hate knowledge and they hate truth. You know how many people don't like me personally, but sit back and watch me for hours and hours, but they don't like me? Those are called demons. Imagine that. You don't like a person, but you watch them every day, but you don't like them. That's when you know you have Satan in you. And a lot of these elected officials are satanic. They do blood rituals. A lot of them are part of the Boule, the secret societies. They're fully aware of all the sacrifices. They have to attend the meetings. A lot of these people were in attendance at that memorial ritual. That was not a funeral for Takeoff. That was a memorial ritual, the finalization of the sacrifice. Do you understand? If you watched my last stream where I broke down the plot of the blood rituals, you would see that Takeoff knew he was going to die. I showed you in detail with all his lyrics, with all the songs, showing you that Takeoff knew that they were going to kill him. He knew that. He wanted to get out of the music business, but he was in that contract. He knew he can't leave. He knew about the blood sacrifices too. He knew about the contracts. He threw up the Baphomet many times. He threw up the satanic hand signs many times. But because he came from a family that went to church, he still had a belief in the Most High. Now, I don't know him personally, but I can tell that when they do these blood sacrifices, especially to people like TAKEOFF, it's because they know that he was the one that was the pure brother out of the two. The other two were toxic. And they felt they didn't need this man no more. I proved in that live stream that TAKEOFF was nothing more than the rocket used to get the shuttle to the next level. And once the Migo guys realized that they got to the next level, they no longer needed the rocket. And like with every launch, the shuttle must separate from the rocket. And the rocket get left behind and fall back. And that is why they went ahead with the blood sacrifice rituals. And a lot of people are in the dark about this because they don't want to believe. Most of our people are ignorant, very foolish. They have no concept of what's going on in the world because they're smoked out. All they do is drink. Most of these black men that are out here in these hoods, you know what they do all day? Smoke and drink all day long. That's all they do. Brothers get up in the morning, they go get a glass of Henny and they start rolling up some weed. And that's all they do, day in and day out. So what do you think's going on in the black community? You think we got any leaders leading? No. You think we got any fathers being there for their kids? No. And this is why we have a community full of crime. The mayor can never help the community. Do you understand me? He's nothing more than a servant for the puppet masters. His job is to do their bidding. When the mayor see that the people are getting out of line, that's when the mayor come in and execute judgment by telling the police to do X, Y, and Z. Y'all got to understand the game. If they wanted to find the killer of TAKEOFF, they would have found him the same day. It's pretty easy to do. You have adjoining buildings all around that area. How you don't have camera footage? How come nothing leaked? Come on, man. Even TMZ is able to get material that others can't get. You mean to tell me there is no footage nowhere? Nothing? That's amazing. So basically what they're saying is I could go down to Houston right now and I could literally go and commit a crime and rob that area and nobody would catch me. Isn't that amazing? That's crazy. Let me read this comment. Somebody says, if you're not from the hood, stop judging. What is the hood? A slummed down, ghetto, broken down community full of violence? What's so great about the hood? The hood. If you're not from the hood, stop judging. What is that? You proud to be in the hood? You proud to be in the slums? Do you see how our people are? Our people take great pride being in the hood. Are you kidding me? The hood? What is in the hood? Death, drugs, violence. It's the slums. There's nothing there. When you see white folk trying to get as far away from you, that ought to tell you that something's wrong with you. But to see with our people, they take great pride in being in the hood. They enjoy that world. And I'm going to have some videos where I'm going to do some live show reactions where I'm going to take you through different hoods so you can see the slum world that people seem to enjoy. Full of violence, drugs, lies, deceit, and hate. Imagine our people are so proud to be raised in the ghetto, in the hood slums. Yo, what hood you from? Yo, I'm from 5th Ward. So now if you say you from 5th Ward, that's supposed to be some sort of like what? Like some sort of street cred or some sort of thing? That makes you gangster? That mean that you're a tough guy? Like, what does that do for you? Like, I don't understand that. You never see rich people saying, hey, what hood you from? They don't even tell you their location because they don't want you ninjas to know where they live. They don't want you around. You know what? When our people are embracing the ghetto life, you know what that's like? That's like the prison life. It's like saying which penitentiary you from. You ever see guys that come in and out of the penitentiary and they always bragging about where they were locked up? I was locked in such and such, IC such and such, department such and such. Yeah, I was in the hole most of the time, fam. Really? Yeah, man, they had me on lockdown 24. It's like you get so much pride over a dysfunctional life. I don't understand that. If you not from the hood, don't judge. From the hood. What is the hood? What's so good about the hood? Is the hood a good place to raise children? Yes or no? You think I'm gonna be in the hood and bragging to people, hey guys, hey, I'm in the hood. I'm so happy about the hood. Man, I just love the hood, man. There's so much love out here. Man, my hood, man, we got so much love. No, the hood is full of gang violence, senseless killings, dysfunctional families, no fathers in the homes. There's nothing in the hood that's good. And that's the problem with our people. You could give them money and the hood still follow them because the hood is not where you live. The hood is in your mind. Do you understand? The hood is in your mind. The hood is not where you live. Because Quavo and TAKEOFF didn't live in the hood. They got money. But guess where they went to hang out? In the hood. And that's where TAKEOFF met his death. Bars. You see that? So you can't tell me that the hood is the place where you live. So don't give me that nonsense about, oh, if you not from the hood, it have nothing to do with where you live, because I can guarantee you this. A lot of you folks that are viewing the stream right now, you live in neighborhoods that are considered the hood, but you yourself are not hood. Are you listening? A lot of you folks that are listening to me right now live in areas that people would call the hood. But you are not ghetto. You are not hood. You live a decent life. You go to work. You take care of your business. And you bring your tail home and you stay out of trouble. While all of these ninjas that live around you, they're the hood. They got that hood mentality, ghetto mentality. All they want to do is rob and steal and fight. But you don't do that. You try to be as peaceful as possible. But you live in an area that's very toxic. I want you to understand that if you're that kind of person, you're not in the hood. You're not in the hood. You're just living your life. The people around you are toxic. You understand? It's the people around you. The ghetto is not the place where you live at. The hood is not the place where you live at. The hood and the ghetto is a state of mind. A state of mind. Quavo and TAKEOFF have money. They're privileged to live in a better community, but chose to drive around with the Prince family. They decided to drive around with Jazz Prince in Fifth Ward. Now, what does that say? Does that sound like somebody that know where they're going? It's just like when people come to New York. Where's the first place they always head to? Whenever anybody come to New York to visit, where do they go? Do anybody have the answer? Put that in the chat. Anytime anybody visit New York, where do they always go? First stop. First stop on the map when they come to New York. Times Square. There you go. Times Square. Why? Times Square is not New York. That's just a few blocks. A few blocks with a bunch of lights and businesses that just want your money. But for some odd reason, when you come to New York, the first place you visit is Times Square, as if though there's something there. There's nothing there. It's like a waste of time. But it makes people feel good. But guess what they don't do? When people visit, they don't go to the hood. When white folk visit New York from out of town, they don't say, hey, you know what? I want to go to the hood. I want to go to the hood, fam. I can't wait to go to the hood. They don't say that. Now, if you visit New York and there's a certain restaurant you want to go, you want to find some food or whatever, that's not the hood. You're going to a place of business. But see, going to the hood and having this hood mentality, I don't want no parts of that. I don't like ghetto people. I don't like hood people because they're the cancer of the community. Those are the people that took TAKEOFF's life. Hood ninjas. Ghetto ninjas. They're the ones who took his life. Not productive citizens. Not people that have lives and families. Normally, people that are so easy to take others out don't have families to provide for. Let's continue listening to this mayor and find out what he got to say.
Shooters. I've spoken to Quavo. I texted him early yesterday, and understandably so, he didn't get back. We normally text and talk pretty quickly and frequently, but at a time like this, I know how devastating that could be.
Really? You know how devastating it could be? He haven't spoken in over 11 to 12 days. Did he text you back, Mr. Mayor? Did he text you back yet? What did he say? Did Quavo tell you who the shooter was? You're a mayor, right? So you have a responsibility. Did Quavo tell you who did it? Because he know who did it. And this is why I know that this mayor, the mayor of Atlanta, the mayor of Houston, the chief of police in Houston, is playing games with the people. And this is why folks that live in Houston and folks that live in Atlanta, you got to make noise in order to get justice for TAKEOFF. It's not going to happen. With all of my intuition and wisdom and knowledge, I'm letting you know they're throwing this one under the rug. They're throwing this one under the rug. It's already under the rug. And they want you to ignore it now, and they want you to move on and forget about it. Let it slide. Remember? Remember the memorial site? Let it slide, remember? That's what they want now. Let's go.
I did talk to P from QC.
He said he spoke to P from QC. He spoke to P from QC. He's talking about Pierre from Quality Control, records. Now notice this. The mayor has the phone number of Pierre from Quality Control Records. The mayor has his number. You can't see that these guys are all in on it. You can't see that all these guys know them. These guys have relationships, fam. Personal relationships. They're buddies. Because they're all a part of the boule. They're all a part of the secret societies. They all meet up at those meetings. He said he spoke to him. Really? So you got all these people numbers, but you don't know who killed Takeoff. You don't know anything. Wow. It's amazing.
And also talked to our own police chief here in Atlanta, even though the incident happened in Houston.
Well, did you speak to the police chief in Houston? Did you speak to him, Mr. Mayor?
This all matters to us and how we can be helpful.
If you want to be helpful, why don't you make those phone calls to get the cameras so that people could see exactly who was shooting those guns? And stop stalling and playing.
In bringing folks to justice and also bringing awareness of it.
Bringing folks to justice? Come on, Mr. Mayor. You know that's not going to happen. Come on. You know Pierre. And if you know Pierre, I know you know the Prince family, allegedly. Y'all probably had dinner this week. So you spoke to Pierre of Quality Control Records, right? And he didn't tell you what his artist, Quavo, was doing that night. He didn't give you no insight on what happened, right? You want us to believe that. But yet you're expecting that justice is going to be given? Come on. Y'all don't want justice for Quavo. I don't know why everybody's playing games. They don't want justice, fam. Listen, if they were to show you the footage of what happened, many people are going down. Many people are going to jail. And they know that. And remember, these rappers and these different individuals bring a lot of money into the city. A lot of money. And they're looking at the bottom line of where all those resources go. A lot of that money go into the police department. It goes into funding elections and various other things. They're not trying to mess that money up. Do you understand? They know what's going on. They know who killed Takeoff. This mayor knows that. He knows. Listen, people, when you're at the top and you're able to see behind the veil, you can move the curtain. There are things you see that we can't see. This mayor is aware of things that we don't know that's coming down the pipeline. Things that are going to affect the city. These mayors are aware of it way in advance before it even make the news. If there's going to be some changes to gas prices or this or that, trust and believe the mayor already done been briefed a month or two in advance. And he most likely would prepare his family and the elite that he is connected to. And then by the time it hits your world, you were not prepared. You end up suffering. They all know each other.
So my heart goes out to this family, and Atlanta will be here to support all around Takeoff and his family for funeral and for future beyond that.
Really? So you're going to support? Why don't you support by getting the camera footage so we could identify everybody that was there and we can run them through a lot of questioning and find out who was pulling the triggers, Mr. Mayor? Could you do that for the people? You say that you're speaking on behalf of TAKEOFF. Mr. Mayor, I know personally, based on your demeanor and how you're talking, that you really don't care about TAKEOFF. I know you don't. At the same time, you have a responsibility to that office and that seat that you're sitting in to make sure that there is justice for TAKEOFF. You have that responsibility. You said that you spoke to the mayor in Houston. What did you tell him in regards to the case? See, these guys, they just like to wear these suits, right? And they just do this regular ritual thing and just play in front of the camera. But deep down inside, they're not working for the people at all. They're not working. They just put out little video clips and make you think that they're working. You think they're on the case, but they're not.
But I did want to also talk a little bit about the fact that I do not believe that hip hop equals violence.
Are you kidding me? You do not believe that hip hop equals violence? Mayor, with all due respect, you clearly are not speaking any sort of truth right now. You're being disingenuous. You mean to tell me you don't believe that hip hop is a problem? When all these rappers talk about is death, shoot 'em up, I'm a thug, I'm a gangster, I'm selling drugs, I'm going to the trap house, I got some work I gotta sell. The ops, I'm gonna kill this one, shoot that one. Right? In every single music video, everybody's holding a gun to the camera. You're gonna tell me, Mr. Mayor, that you can't see that there's a problem? Are you kidding me? See, this is why, folks, when you elect these type of people, this is what you put in office. You see this? Hip hop needs to be regulated moving forward from today and beyond. It needs to be regulated. There need to be regulations on music in general. Hip hop has been poisoned. All these rappers talk about is death. And this is why every other month another rapper die. Because all we think about is killing and shooting. This is why the youth today is very toxic. It's the music, fam. The music. It's what's killing our people. The music is in our ears day and night. It's the music. Yeah, a lot of music got dope beats. I get it. But you got to look at the words. What are they saying in the words? These music songs, man, they be releasing curses on you. Curses. Biggie Small says, I'm ready to die. That's what he said. He rapped about dying. You go back to Biggie's album, he talked about dying so much. He's ready to die. He even made a song, he said, I don't even want to go to heaven with the goody goodies. He said he want to go to hell. Put a one in the chat if you remember that song. He said he don't want to go to heaven with the goody goodies with a white suit. He want to wear a black suit. He said he want to go to hell so he could get some head. So rappers know what they doing. They rap death and then you sing and repeat the death that they utter. Death and life is in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. Period. The music of today is poison. If you're letting your kids listen to all of that junk and they singing that mess and dancing to that mess, don't be surprised when they start to act just like the record. Look, all these songs got our young girls out here twerking and shaking their tail. shaking their tail all up and down Instagram. Young girls and grown men are watching them. And then when your daughter end up pregnant with a baby, you want to blame some guy, but yet you weren't there to regulate the situation. But now you blaming the fact that she got pregnant, but you weren't there to raise her. Man.
I grew up on the music. I am still into the music.
Notice he said he grew up on the music and he's into the music. So he's into the trap music. He's into the gutter music. He's into the shoot 'em up, but yet he's supposed to be the mayor of Atlanta. Wow. This mayor is the type of mayor that will listen to a song talking about I'm going to the trap house to sell drugs and kill the ops. But yet he go to office to be the mayor. Let that make sense when he's supposed to be getting crime down in the city. This is crazy. It's crazy stuff.
And I can discern and make quality decisions about what I do and what I don't do.
Are you kidding me? So you can make quality decisions and you telling me that you got discernment, but you said that hip hop is not really the problem? When it's hip hop that's killing all these guys? It's hip hop that's killing all these guys. It's the music that's killing all these guys. But see, that can all end with you, the people. If you, the people, decide you're not supporting none of these rappers that continually speak death and they start to lose money, they're going to change their tune. But as long as we continually support dysfunction, there will never be any change. And see, this is the problem with our people. The people that you should be supporting, you don't support them. You support the people that are toxic, that are causing more problems. And that's your fault. It's your fault when you support the people that are wicked and evil. You don't got a problem supporting them. You make sure that they stay in business. You make sure their lights are on. You make sure they drive fast cars. Think about what I'm saying here. You folks fund the lifestyle of satanic people. And then you complain about the music, the killings, but you support them. You download the music, you purchase on iTunes, you buy their records, you buy the CDs, you buy this, you buy that. You join all of the streaming services, you go to their shows, you get your tickets. You make sure that they are taken care of, and then you complain about the killings. But the people that actually stand up and speak against the issues, you don't support them. But you support the devil. So who's really at fault here? Who's at fault? The people that are funding the problem. They're at fault.
And so I think that some of the things we should be pointing at is individuals that want to film, any and everything. There's internet videos of TAKEOFF's body, people screaming in the background. I'm thinking, why are you doing this? Just
Are you kidding me?
for likes and for
What?
followers.
So let me get this straight. You're concerned about people that were filming the situation that happened, but yet neither you nor the mayor of Houston have any leads on the case in terms of who did it. At least we got footage of what went down. My goodness. And see, the people of Atlanta, you put this guy in office. This is the guy you put in office. I didn't do that. I don't know who voted for him, but y'all put this man in office. This guy is literally complaining about the people who took pictures and video footage. Think about this. If we didn't have none of that video footage, we wouldn't even know that Quavo was having an argument. We wouldn't even know that Migo Bands had a gun. We wouldn't know that the drama unfolded the way it did. We wouldn't have no footage of anything. The mayor is basically saying it's a shame that you filmed footage. Why? Because this was supposed to be a clean getaway. It was supposed to be a clean murder, and they was going to brush this whole thing under the rug. Nobody was going to know nothing. But you know, we always have our phones and people are always filming. He's basically doing the same thing that who's that? What's that guy? Gilly the Kid or whatever his name is, complaining about people filming. It's like all of these dudes that are hood ninjas, ghetto ninjas, even the ones that got money, they're still ghetto, complaining about people filming. No, we need more people to film, and we need those films to come forward. Because I know some of you out there, you got video footage of what really went down, and you ain't leak it on the internet yet because you scared of the Prince family. You should be scared of the Most High, because when this life is over, you know what he gonna do to you? He's gonna ask and require why you never released the footage of what went down and who was the shooter. And you're gonna have your part in the lake of fire. For being fearful of man, you need to fear God. You need to do the right thing. If you got love for Takeoff, you need to do the right thing today. All those cameras inside of that bowling facility, and not one camera works. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to me very carefully. Listen to this. The chief of police and the mayor of Houston have no video footage at all from the bowling alley that can put a shooter in position so that you, the people, can know what happened. It's an inside job. They don't want to see the footage. They don't want to see the tapes. They most likely had the system scrubbed. They most likely had everything erased. That ought to make you lose trust in your mayor. The people in Houston should be ashamed. Y'all should literally be writing letters and making a lot of phone calls and demanding answers. There is no way you can tell me that at a bowling alley facility in a big, large building that should have cameras on every exit point, all up and down the corridor, on every entrance and exit, there ought to be cameras. You mean to tell me nothing is working? Nothing? Y'all don't got no footage. Man. See, this is how you know when you don't have no power and they could just do this stuff right in front of you and you just let it happen. Where are the people of Houston to line up by that bowling alley and protest and make noise? How about that? How about everybody in Houston gather together and protest in front of that bowling area? Wherever that establishment is, shut it down. Do that for 2 weeks. Go out there deep, thousands, and make noise. If y'all really serious about justice for Takeoff, it's not gonna come by you depending on your mayor or your police chief. They don't give a damn about you, man. I'm just letting you know. It's gonna only happen when the people make noise. There's no suspects. It's crazy. There's no suspects. Notice this. They know it had 40 plus people there, so they know that. They know 40 plus people were at a private party, but they don't got no suspects. There are people on film with guns, but they don't got no suspects. Shell casings are all around, but they don't got no suspects. Y'all can't see? Listen, if you got a loved one that get killed today, you know what that says about the confidence of your city? Your mayors don't care, and your chief of police is in on it. This is why a lot of times, to be honest with you, fam, a lot of people don't even call the cops. This is why you have a lot of street justice. If you want to know why a lot of people that are in the streets really don't care for the police, it's because they know that the police is full of crap, and they know that the government officials, all these elected officials, they're full of crap. Nobody really cares, so you're not going to get any justice. You understand? It's not going to happen. They're not going to give you any love. There ought to be video coming in already. Breaking news. Ladies and gentlemen, we have new footage that emerged from the bowling alley of the tragic death of TAKEOFF. We have it now tonight. We're rolling the film. There is a gunman at the left center screen. There ought to be footage, ladies and gentlemen. Come on. What's taking them so long? You know what's taking them so long? You the people. Y'all haven't made any noise. Y'all go down there and shut that place down. Trust and believe they're going to have to do something. They're going to find somebody to put that arrest on. Somebody going to have to answer for that. But if you don't make noise, it's not going to happen. So I am letting you all know, Quavo is not going to get no justice till you make noise. Somebody got to start demanding and making noise, because it's not going to happen. They brushed it under the rug already. No suspect, no camera footage, nothing. Even though we see Migo bands with a gun, we see Jazz Prince with a gun, other guys that were there had guns. There's video testimony from a woman that says only Jazz Prince and them sons, they're the ones that had the guns. So how is it that they don't have no suspects? Come on, man. Like, this situation is very frustrating because it defies common sense and logic. There is no way that we are sitting here in today's day and we still don't have nothing. Nothing came up yet. They already had a memorial funeral service for this guy, and there's still nothing. So why is everybody celebrating his life if you didn't even provide the man justice? You didn't even give him justice. But they did that as a distraction, ladies and gentlemen. The whole TAKEOFF funeral memorial was one big distraction. That's why they didn't want you recording nothing, because it was a part of the blood sacrifice rituals. I explained that in the last stream. It's a part of the rituals. This is sad.
The same with school fights, the same with arguments and street racing and donuts and stuff, just filming anything just to get some likes and attention.
So he think that people are filming the whole TAKEOFF incident to get likes. Do you see how this guy is being disingenuous? Do you see how he just play games? So you're telling me that the people that were there filmed it for likes? Mr. Mayor, the only footage that we all have on social media about the death of TAKEOFF came from people that was there. You sound very unintelligent. I don't know how you got in office. I don't know how this guy got in office. He says that the footage that's online is from people that's just trying to get likes and views. Mr. Mayor, the footage came from people that was there, people that were in the building. So why y'all haven't pretty much discussed this with those people and questioned them? Why haven't y'all done that? This doesn't even make any sense.
You know, what I'm hoping for is that we pay attention to what's going on. There's too many guns out here in our communities, and guns plus mad, people being mad, equals bad outcomes. When people are mad and they got access to a gun, anything can happen. Violence ensues. And in this case, TAKEOFF is a bystander. This was an unintended.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This is crazy. He just said that TAKEOFF was a so-called bystander. A bystander. Listen, how do you know, Mayor, that Takeoff was a bystander? How do you know that? How do you know that? How do you know he was a bystander? Because you are watching the very same footage that you're complaining about. The very same footage that you complain people upload for likes and views, you are watching it. And you looked at Takeoff and you consider that he's a bystander. A bystander. How do you know all of this? So that means you watch the footage, but then you complain that people record the footage. You're in on this too, fam. You're in on this too. Let's rewind that back.
In the background, I'm thinking, why are you doing this just for likes and for followers? This is the same with school fights.
Wow.
The same with arguments and just, car, street racing and donuts and stuff. Just filming anything just to get some likes and attention.
Wow.
But what I'm hoping for is that we pay attention to what's going on. There's too many guns out here in our communities, and guns plus people being mad equals bad outcomes. When people are mad and they got access to a gun, anything can happen. Violence ensues.
Now look at what he's really trying to do here. You know what he's trying to do? He's trying to make it seem like guns are the problem. Guns are not the problem. The problem is not guns. See, everybody should be able to bear arms. They just want to take more of your rights away. That's what they're really trying to do. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to take away your rights to bear arms. There are a lot of people that have guns that are very responsible, but then you have people that are irresponsible. How about we focus on the real issues, Mr. Mayor, and that's the people who committed the crimes. How about we look at the videos and see the people that were using the guns that shouldn't have the guns? How about that? Because the problem is not guns. The problem is the guns were in the wrong hands. So how about you, Mr. Mayor, go down there to Houston, demand that they give up them tapes so that you could see who exactly was pulling those triggers. How about doing that? But see, he's not going to do that. You're just going to get crickets. That's all you're going to get. Because they don't care. Sad situation, but let's go.
And in this case, Takeoff is a bystander.
Wow, a bystander.
This was unintended. He was not the target.
Whoa. The mayor of Atlanta said that Takeoff was not the intended target. How do you know that, Mr. Mayor? How? How do you know that? If Takeoff was not the intended target, Mr. Mayor, then who was? How do you know all of that? Mr. Mayor, how do you know that Takeoff was not the intended target? How do you know that, sir? How? So who was? And how do you know that information? Because to say that Takeoff was not the intended target is to say that somebody else was allegedly the target for the night. So how do you know that? See, people, these are the guys that you elect. This man is fully aware of what happened, and he knows something. And he's hiding. How he know that? He said he's not the intended target.
This is innocent bystander's life is lost.
An innocent bystander lost. How do you know he's innocent, and how do you know he's the only one that's a bystander? How do you know that? That means you reviewed the footage. That means you had access to the tapes. What do you know, Mr. Mayor? What do you know? This is crazy. Let's rewind that back so we can hear him incriminate himself. Let's go.
Anything can happen. Violence ensues. And in this case, Takeoff is a bystander. This was unintended. He was not the target.
Wow, he was not the target. The mayor of Atlanta said that Takeoff was not the intended target. Who is him to know that? Y'all can't see? Y'all can't see that they know about these sacrifices? Allegedly? How did he know that? Wow. So a man get 3 bullets in his body. He got shot probably like twice in the head, right? But y'all want to believe that he wasn't the intended target? Mayor, how do you know that? How could you say that publicly? Because you didn't say allegedly. You didn't say I'm giving my personal opinion. You said that Takeoff was not the intended target. You said that as a fact. You said that straight up. You messed up. You just made the whole world know that you involved now, allegedly. This is crazy. Wow. So you heard that first, ladies and gentlemen. The mayor said that Takeoff was not the intended target, which also imply that somebody else was the target, which means he's fully aware that somebody else was supposed to get shot. Y'all can't peep the game? Y'all can't see between the lines? This mayor, Mr. Dickens, know who was supposed to get shot based on his own words. Somebody said, but Ringo, how do you know that what he's saying is the truth? Do you have ears you cannot hear? The mayor said that Takeoff was not the intended target. To say that mean he know who was supposed to be the intended target. Wow. In plain sight. This is why when I talk about these blood sacrifice rituals, people get mad at me, think I'm crazy. The mayor just admitted that Takeoff was not the intended target, which mean he know and have knowledge of who's supposed to be the intended target. That mean they miss who they want, allegedly. But we all know that Takeoff was the target. We know. They're just trying to spin it as if though he wasn't the intended target. No, he was. Remember, they'll say one thing but mean another thing. Do you understand? They want you to believe he wasn't the intended target when really he was. Because if he wasn't, then who was? Quavo? Quavo walked away. He ain't get shot. He ain't get grazed, nothing. They weren't shooting at him. They were shooting in the direction of Takeoff. He was the target. Best believe that.
This is innocent bystander's life is lost. That's devastating. I mean, that's just despicable.
Really, man? It's despicable? You really feel that way? Well, why don't you go do something about it? Why don't you go on down to Houston, take a look at the site, go look at the memorial, put some flowers down, talk to the mayor, talk to the chief, and demand answers. Represent the people of Atlanta. How about you do that? You claim that you spoke to Quavo and you sent him a text message and he ain't respond back. Why don't you do something for the people of Atlanta that they're unable to do? You have political power. You can make the phone calls. You could take the trip. How about you fly in, do what you gotta do, and everything will be gravy? How about you do that? See, he's not gonna do that. Because again, these people are in bed with the system. They're not gonna do that. Let's go.
And so these soulless people, senseless folks that will shoot up crowds indiscriminately, we've had.
What people are you talking about, Mr. Mayor? What people that are soulless? Did you see the cameras? What people are you talking about? Listen, Migo Bands, Quavo's brother, was there with a gun, allegedly shooting too. Why don't you call him out? You said that you spoke to Quavo. You said you text him. Why don't you text Quavo and ask him about Migo bands? He had a gun and he was allegedly shooting. So why, Mr. Mayor, you're not talking about that? I'm telling you, these guys, listen. All of these elected officials are all on the same team, working with Satan to do the devil's work. They all got each other's numbers. Imagine that. The mayor have Quavo's number. Let that make sense, ladies and gentlemen.
Had some happen in Atlanta. We've had people shoot up apartment complexes and near-death situations for people that weren't even involved.
And did you solve those crimes, Mr. Mayor? I don't think you did. Because you sound like you're just all talk. You're just wearing a title, but you're not really delivering to help the people of Atlanta. I don't know why they put you in office. I'm not even in Atlanta, and I would be ashamed to know that you're the mayor, and this is how you conduct yourself and talk regarding this case. You don't sound like you care, and you're not even using none of your influence or power to make moves. Give me your influence and powers. I guarantee you, I would be over there in Houston, and I would have the cameras and all of that footage already. But we all know that everybody's getting a check from somebody. Let's go.
We got to stop that. That's what we got to stop. So I'm asking us to focus on stopping the violence. I'm asking us.
You're asking us to stop the violence. Why don't you go to Houston and find the murderer? How about doing that? This is crazy, man. This is absolutely crazy. So we have the mayor of Atlanta, right? Mr. Dickens speaks on the death of rapper TAKEOFF. If you've been watching the stream, this mayor said that he called the mayor of Houston and had a talk with him, right? They still have no leads or anything regarding the case, right? This is crazy. They don't care, fam. They don't care about this situation. They looking at the death of TAKEOFF as just another senseless murder. And they're all acting like they don't have access to cameras. So basically, if you guys want to rob the so-called facility down there by the bowling alley, hey, you could go and do it today. You know why? Because the cameras don't work. Y'all could go right there and commit a crime right in front of the place. The cameras don't work. So you could get away with it. I guarantee you if you committed a crime today, they're going to have that footage. If it's you, they're going to have the footage all of a sudden. But see, when it comes to the Prince family and Quavo and them, all of a sudden, the footage is gone. They're all in on it, people. The Prince family and Quavo is in on the death of TAKEOFF. I don't care if you're a fan of the Migos. Quavo hands is dirty. I've proven that in countless videos. He was jealous and envious of TAKEOFF. And TAKEOFF, while in that group, had a lot of issues. He was stressed out and he wanted to get out of that group. You understand? He wanted out. In one song, he made it clear, they think I'm sleeping. They think I'm dumb. But he could see the plot. He knew what was coming down the pipeline. He just didn't know when they were going to do the sacrifice.
In the essence of a young man like TAKEOFF, only 28 years old, a humble, good family dude.
A good family dude. What do you mean a good family dude? He ain't have no kids. He ain't have no wife. What are you talking about, good family dude? You don't even know him. What are you talking about? All of a sudden, he's a good family dude. What are you doing to solve the case, Mr. Mayor? Because I'm doing way more than you. You're just running your mouth, but you're not asking any questions. Imagine that. You texting Quavo, a guy who was at the shooting, arguing, making threats to other men in their house. Who does that? Who go to somebody else's hood and make threats? That's suicide.
Somebody who's, like I said, introspective, he's versatile and gives good lyrics, but he's also thoughtful. We need to live in that peace. Go forward living in that light.
So you want us to go forward. You want us to just ignore everything now. That's what you want us to do, right? You want us to be peaceful and just move forward, don't ask no questions, and just kind of just forget about everything, right? That's what you're basically saying, man? You want us to just let bygones be bygones? You just want us to move forward and just kind of just forget about it, right? I get it. I get it. You want us to just move on, right? Be distracted. That's what you want, right? So forget about justice, right? I get it. That's why you don't like the blogs. That's why you don't like the guys on the internet, because you know that we actually talk about these issues, and it bothers you because we're very good at it. We're very good at it. And they know that people view us, and they know that if we're basically influential, we're able to literally stir people up to make them go to action. Before you know it, we might end up hearing about people in Houston protesting in front of that bowling alley place. Hey, if it happened, you know what triggered it. If you hear on the news that everybody in Houston literally took it to the streets and started to protest at that bowling area for justice for Takeoff, just know that we here on Ringo TV Reactions literally planted that damn battery in their back and gave them that goal and gave them that influence to call them to action. Because nobody else ain't saying this. Look, all folks in Houston have to do is just gather everybody together, go on down there and just start making noise. Shut it down. Shut it down. No business. Don't buy nothing. Nothing. Shut it down. Surround the whole area. Make it very difficult. No traffic could come in. No cars could come in. And just be a peaceful protest and make noise and demand answers. We want the camera footage. Where's the cameras? Why nobody showing nothing? Justice for Takeoff. Justice for Takeoff. Justice for Takeoff. Justice for Takeoff. Cause see, I'm not in Houston, so I don't know what that place hold. That place probably have, fast food joints, restaurants, all sorts of stuff. Shut it down. No business is gonna be done here. Don't buy nothing in that place. Listen, fam, y'all can't just have everybody up in there living good after a man was murdered and everybody's hiding the footage. Shut it down. The people in Houston need to shut it down. You have that responsibility. Shut it down. A man was murdered in your city. Shut it down and do what's right, because the mayor is not doing a damn thing. The chief of police is not doing anything. Everybody's playing games. So you, the people, got to be called to action now. Remember in the elevator video of the Messi video, Call of Duty. I'm calling you to duty. I'm calling you. I'm calling you to your duty. You have a duty and a responsibility to bring justice to this man. And it's not going to happen by you sitting on your damn tail waiting for the mayor and the chief of police to do it. It's not going to happen. You got to take that action. Y'all have the power, the people. Go down there. Gather up the troops. Spread the word. Create flyers. Plan a date. All you ladies, you're good with stuff like that. You're good with planning and getting the people and advertising it. And let the people in the city know, on this day, we going down there, deep. You know what I'm saying? 5,000, 10,000 people, deep. I mean, think about this. You folks in Georgia. You folks packed out an arena. You packed out arena, 20,000 plus people. Y'all packed out the arena for Takeoff. What if you packed down them streets in Houston and protest by that area where he died? Y'all gotta demand respect, because they're not gonna respect you. Y'all talk about the family is grieving. We need to just leave it alone. The family is grieving. Listen, we gotta stop being emotional and begin to focus on what's real. There's a time to grieve and there's a time to be called to action. Take the action and do something about the situation, because Takeoff is not gonna get no results and he's not gonna get no justice by us sitting back, watching and waiting. I've been sounding the alarm I provide you a lot of information. I provide quality content on this entire case. I've covered every single thing. Asked all the right questions. You, the people, have to be stirred up and say enough is enough. Go on down there by that bowling alley. Make noise. Where's the videotapes? What's going on? We're gonna protest and let them know. Go down there, stand around, and tell all the security, tell the people in the building, go in there and let them know we're gonna shut it down. We're gonna shut down the whole place. We're shutting it down. Go down there and deal with it. You understand? This is about justice, people. Justice. If you want justice, you have to hurt the pockets of the people at that location. Because remember, at the same time, there are businesses in there and people have livelihoods and they got jobs and they got all of that. Hey, it is what it is. Y'all got to still do what y'all got to do. Because when everybody that works in that place is feeling the pinch, they're going to be calling for the same thing. They're going to be protesting. They're going to be like, listen, I got a job. Now I'm losing money. Yo, y'all need to give up those tapes. Y'all need to stop playing. I got kids I got to feed. They're going to start complaining now. Y'all got to do this. You know what's so sad? I'm going to tell you straight up and down. If a white man was at that party and got a bullet in his head, do you really think that they would be taking this long to find that footage? If a white man lost his life, the mayor and everybody in the city would work night and day to make sure that they bring the people responsible to justice. So why is it taking our people so long? Why? And you know, it's so sad. I'm giving you all of this information. And you know what? None of the folks in Houston gonna do a damn thing. That's how sad our people is. They're not gonna do anything. Our people are sad. If it's any other ethnic group, it would be a war zone. It would be literally a war zone. You can't do this to no other ethnic group of people. They're going to band together. They're going to boycott. They're going to shut down all the businesses. Ain't nobody making no money for months. They're going to starve you out. They'll tell everybody, do not walk in that facility. No shopping. Shut it down. We want answers. Where are the tapes? Y'all been hiding too long. Mayor, you've been hiding too long. The mayor of Houston, you're hiding. The police chief, you're a disgrace. It's been this long, and up to now, there's no results. It's time for you people to get angry and direct that anger in the right manner by applying pressure. By applying pressure to that facility area where that man lost his life. We ain't saying go down to Houston and start destroying property and doing a bunch of nonsense. That's not what we're talking about here. We're not talking about what folks did during that George Floyd stuff. We're not talking about that. We're talking about you shutting down that entire area. No business is going to be done there for months. Shut it down. Shut it down. That's the only way you're going to get the attention of the mayor and the police department. You got to shut it down. You folks got to understand power. Power comes in numbers. You folks put these people in office. You have the ability to put them out of office. You have the ability to make a business close down. You can shut down a business and open a business. You, the people, control all of this. It's just that you keep giving the government all of your power. Y'all remember when they first had that so-called mandate and told everybody, hey, if you want to keep your job, you got to get the potion sauce? And everybody just went along and complied. You know why? Because the people are sheeple. If everybody said to hell with yo and all of this nonsense, we're not doing nothing against our will, and everybody just say, hey, you know what? None of us are reporting to work. We're going to shut down the whole system. No transportation, no going to the gas pump. We're not doing nothing. We're just going to shut it down. Since the government is saying, hey, y'all got to do this against your will, then guess what? We, the people, are going to band together and nobody go to work. Everybody shut it down. Nobody shop at any store. I guarantee you they would change every damn thing. Serious. But see, when the people forget that they're the ones that have the power and you let the government tell you what to do, that is when you're going to have problems. You know? That's when you're going to have problems. Have you ever seen a situation where you have a lot of cattle, right? They outnumber a dog. It's like one little dog and a bunch of cattle, and a dog can literally have all the cattle under control by just barking. And all the cattle is under control. They all move and jump. Why? Because they're all scared of getting bitten by the dog. But they outnumber the dog. That's how we the people look. We outnumber the system, but yet the system play games with us, oppressing us. Listen, the death of TAKEOFF is not just a blood sacrifice ritual, allegedly for Quavo and the Prince family. It's for the whole world. And it affects all of us. That's why we're interested in the story. That's why people speak out about it. Because it's deeper than just Quavo and the Prince family. It's deeper. This goes to show that if something was to happen to you or your loved ones, you're not going to get justice. Fam, I'm trying to open your eyes. If they're not providing justice for TAKEOFF, if something was to happen to your son today, there's going to be no justice for him. TAKEOFF had money. He had influence. And he can't even get justice. If something was to happen to your son, most high forbid, there will be no justice. If something happened to your daughter, there will be no justice. They'll cover it up. What they're doing towards TAKEOFF right now should be a clear indicator to everybody listening that it can happen to you and your loved ones too. Don't turn blind and think this is just TAKEOFF situation. It's sad. It's unfortunate. It can happen to your family too. How would you feel to know that your son died and the police is not even investigating the crime? How would you feel if your son got shot in a shopping mall and the cameras don't even work? How would you feel? It's time. It's time for the people of Houston and Atlanta to rise up and say enough is enough. Make noise. Go down there and protest. Don't leave no flowers around on the floor. No. Protest. Protest those businesses. Boycott those businesses. Let them know we're not spending no money in here for the whole year. We could go elsewhere. We'll travel far out to get what we need. Let them know, as of today, we're not shopping in this area no more. We want justice for TAKEOFF. Where is the tapes? Where's the tapes? Where is the tapes? Mayor of Houston, where is the tapes? We want to see video footage of the crime. I know you guys know what happened. Stop covering the Prince family because you know them, allegedly. Stop covering up for Quavo because you know him, allegedly. Stop playing this game with the people of Houston. They demand the answers too. The people in Atlanta, y'all supposed to be doing the same thing. I should not be the only one with a microphone. I should not be the only one raising my voice. Why am I the only one raising my voice? You need to stop supporting these rap artists. You need to pull all your support from Quavo. Everything. Shut it down. This man didn't give no public statement. in terms of him speaking from his heart regarding his nephew. He haven't even done that yet. He haven't even done that, fam. The man didn't even speak yet. He gave you a written letter and post that on his Instagram. So disrespectful to the fans. He owe it to the fans to speak on what happened. He ought to give his testimony on what happened. But you know what? You know what, Quavo? You're a pussy. And that's why you're not talking. Because you're scared. You're scared because you know you were there. How dare you? Your nephew died on your watch. You brought him down there, and he most likely didn't even want to go down there, but you made him come. And now look at what happened to him. Because you're a coward. You were the one riding around with Jazz Prince, talking about we in 5th Ward, talking about you in the hood. And now look, your nephew is gone, and you want to give a sad excuse? Writing a 3-page letter that's full of crap? Grammar is horrible. Your grammar in that letter was despicably horrible. Who told you to write that? It's an embarrassment. Nobody in TAKEOFF's family came forward to speak. No one. Everybody is quiet. Did Mego Bands speak at the so-called funeral? Did he? Was anybody at that funeral viewing this live stream right now? If anyone attended that funeral memorial in Atlanta, who else spoke at that place? Did Quavo's mother speak? These are things you gotta look at. You gotta look at this type of stuff, ladies and gentlemen, because if it's a memorial and a funeral, all of TAKEOFF's family is supposed to be speaking. Everybody, not just Quavo, not just Offset. You should see everybody in his family on stage talking and sharing their thoughts. If they're not doing that, it's fake, people. I'm trying to wake you up. These are blood sacrifice rituals. They happen all the time. They do them in your face. These people, these particular families, they sell their soul to Satan. This is real. Where was the family during that memorial? Where were all the relatives? It's all fake. Staged. And you know what's even more sad about this? A lot of you probably think that TAKEOFF was actually there in some casket. Y'all really think he there? This is crazy. It was a ritual, fam. Listen, when you have a funeral, memorial, all your relatives, they'll be up there to talk about their family. They'll all be up there crying and wailing, showing love. Nobody was up there showing love. Everybody was fake. Nobody was really crying. It's staged, people. Staged. They playing games with y'all. This man's body was offered up as a sacrifice, fam. My heart of hearts tell me, blood sacrifice ritual. The mayor said he spoke to the mayor of Houston and they got no leads. Come on, man. All the people in Houston, listen to me. I don't know how you have to organize this. I don't know who you got to talk to. Talk to people that deal with stuff like this. You people that got influence. Y'all must boycott and protest and make noise at the bowling alley area. It's the only way you're going to get the news media in on this. Listen, people, you have power. You just haven't exercised it because they have made you so worried and dependent upon the system that you don't know how to use your own power. You have power in numbers. The more of you that band together, this is why they specialize in keeping the black community separated. This is why they specialize in keeping us hating one another, not supporting one another financially. Why? Because they don't want us to grow. They don't want us to unite. This is why they gave us drugs. This is why they gave us crack cocaine. This is why there is a liquor store on every corner in the hood. They keep us under the influence of alcohol. They legalize marijuana to keep our brain cells died down, to keep us dumbed down so that we don't think, unite, and go and have action. If we band together and you boycott and protest and shut down that area by that bowling alley, and those businesses start to feel the pinch when no money is coming in, they are gonna demand answers too. You, the people, have the power. You have the ability. You can do it today. Don't waste no more time. Do you understand me? All the people that are in ATL, you have a responsibility. Don't be a hypocrite now. All the folks that attended that memorial service, you were in the presence of a ritual. If you did all of that and got in for free, why don't you go to Houston and band with other folks that are in Houston to boycott and protest against this situation? Because TAKEOFF is not going to get any justice. When y'all hit them streets, it's going to hit the news media. And when the news media hit, it's going to hit TMZ. It's going to hit World Star. It's going to hit national news that the people are demanding answers. Because what this is going to do, it's going to set a new standard. That anytime a black man get killed, we want answers. We want them camera footage, and we want all these people questioned. Listen, folks, y'all gotta demand that all the people that were at that place get questioned. Warrants go out for their questioning and arrest. They're on video. We have video of people over there. These are the suspects. We need to call these people in. Why TAKEOFF's family is not doing this? Because it goes back to what I talk about, blood sacrifice. Listen, people, the messy video shows you the plot and the plan. You understand? The song, Nothing Changed, shows you the plot and the plan. They know what they had planned and what they did. It got messy. It got out of hand. They didn't expect it to hit social media the way it did. TAKEOFF's death shut down the whole planet. Do you understand? Him leaving this world shut down everything. Remember when Michael Jackson passed and how it shut down the whole earth? His death was a major sacrifice. Yeah, that's right. The death of Michael Jackson was also a blood sacrifice. That's why the whole world felt it. It was like something out of this world. You have to stand and band together, fam. That's the only way we're going to see results. That's the only way.
And so I'm asking us to stop the violence. I'm asking us to make sure that we look at ourselves as people that can advocate for peace and bring down the violence all around us. I do not think hip hop equals violence.
He said he do not think hip-hop equals violence. The mayor said he do not think hip-hop equals violence. Really? Wow. Over 80% of hip-hop artists are violent, and all they talk about is death and destruction. What are you talking about? All their music videos are all in a trap house with guns and drugs. All they display is drugs and guns. This is what they want you to believe. They sell the image of the lifestyle of a drug dealer, a kingpin, knowing good and well that as a rapper, there's no way you could live like that because the feds will be on you and you're gonna go to jail. But see, when young children see this, a lot of them are young and impressionable and easy to manipulate. And now they grow up wanting a gun and wanting to sell drugs. It's by design, people. They're doing this to destroy the black community. That's what this is all about.
What I do think is that hip hop has a voice that can change the world.
You believe hip hop have a voice that could change the world? What artist is changing the world right now? What artist, Mr. Mayor, has a voice and is changing the world right now in the hip hop industry? I'll wait. I'll wait. That's my point. He say things, but it's not happening. The hip hop industry don't have no voices that's changing anything. It's getting worse.
As the headquarters of hip hop, Atlanta, Georgia, we're the headquarters for civil rights movement, human rights movement, everything TV, film, entertainment, music, culture is right here in Atlanta. So I want our Atlanta community to spread like wildfire to everybody across the nation in honor of TAKEOFF.
Really? In honor of TAKEOFF? No. What everybody in Atlanta need to do is join with the folks that are in Houston so that y'all could pretty much boycott that area where this man lost his life. That's what you need to do. Shut it down. No justice. No peace. Shut it down. Nobody in that facility will be making money anytime soon. Shut it down. We want the camera. We want the footage. We want the entrance footage. We want the parking lot footage. We want all the footage. You know what I mean? Y'all need to get these courts active so that they can get that information. Because I'm telling you, all these people that are involved, they're scrubbing the tapes. They're scrubbing the cameras. They're scrubbing the crime scene. Removing all clues, taking cameras off doors. They're uninstalling things. I'm telling you, fam, they're cleaning up shop. And we don't have no clue what's going on. The folks that are in Houston, you should have been on the job. You should have been out there. You should have been protesting on day one. On day one, y'all should have been out there protesting. Forget putting down a bunch of flowers. Y'all should have been there from day one, boycotting that whole facility and making noise, saying, look, we're not just gonna go out like this, that this man died out in our city, and we just stand here acting like we don't know what's going on. We're gonna go down there and we're gonna shut it down. Y'all should have been doing this. Seriously.
And his humility and his love and his passion and his love for his family, I want us to do something wonderful here and in his honor, live with peace.
See, he's worried about peace. You know why? Because he know that a situation like this will cause drama. And he's just looking out for his own best interest, so he makes sure the city is safe. But the truth of the matter is, there's gonna be no peace until you bring justice to TAKEOFF. Because at this point, I'm gonna be honest with you, I know a lot of you may not like what I have to say, but I don't even trust his family at this point. I don't trust his family at this point because that entire memorial service was a ritual. Nobody was up there talking from the family. Nobody was there. Based on all the information that I've been getting, ain't nobody was talking on behalf of TAKEOFF. And I'm talking about real family. Nobody was there. Everybody was acting. Everybody was playing games. It was a ritual, people. A ritual. A ritual. Y'all literally invited Drake, who is literally connected to mob ties, Jay Prince Jr. You brought Drake in the building. You brought somebody from the mob ties in your house and gave him the microphone. You have Justin Bieber up in there. Really? You think that TAKEOFF would approve all of that? I don't think so. Y'all brought all the people in the house to speak that TAKEOFF normally wouldn't even want in the building. That's so disrespectful.
And spread love to everybody.
How could you spread love to everybody if you ain't spreading love for so-called TAKEOFF? You ain't getting no justice for him, Mr. Mayor. You got the mayor of Houston's phone number. How about you call and get justice? You from Atlanta. Why don't you get justice? You represent Atlanta. Why don't you get the justice? It's crazy.
We've lost too many. We've lost Pop Smoke. You know, we've lost Nipsey Hussle. We lost Young Dolph right here in Atlanta. And we even lost Trouble, a young brother here. He was outside of the city limits, but he's an Atlantan. We've lost so many. I could rattle off so many. And so for us, let's talk about love. Let's talk about peace. Let's move forward.
He want you to move forward. You see that, people? He want you to move forward. Do you see the plot? Do you see how they use these mayors and these elected officials to do damage control? He want us to move forward. Basically, he's saying, forget about the death of TAKEOFF. Just forget about it. Forget about it. Don't remember it anymore. You know, there's a lot of people on social media right now. They want me to forget about it. They want me to stop. They want me to ignore it. Just, don't talk about it no more. You talked about it enough. All right, move on. Do something else. Why? Because they don't want you to pretty much remember. See? They want you to move on and forget it. That's what they want. They want you to forget about this murder. This was big. Matter of fact, the death of TAKEOFF was in fact the worst murder in the history of hip hop. The death of TAKEOFF was the worst murder in the history of hip hop. Because they did it right there on camera. What other shootings and deaths we got that happen in a place like that, where they capture things on camera? And this was a private party. It wasn't like it was in an open field or an open mall. A private party. And they don't got no leads, no suspects, no nothing for a private party. So nobody know none of the names for a private party. Wow, my goodness. None of those people at that party had love for TAKEOFF. I publicly say all the people that were at that party have no love for TAKEOFF. The Prince family have no love for TAKEOFF. None of you. I don't know why you went and brought flowers and set up a whole post talking about, from H-Town and the Prince family send these red roses and all these flowers, right? Talking about let it slide, right? You want us to believe you got love for TAKEOFF? You don't got no love for him because that was your so-called private party. You know who was there. You know who were in attendance. It was 40 plus of y'all. Why in the world would you be bringing some sort of flowers and roses to a site of a memorial and not one of you came forward with the evidence needed to put whoever's responsible behind bars? Clearly, none of you had love for TAKEOFF. So please stop with the fake love. And this is what I don't like. It's so much fake love. Our people are so fake when it comes to love. That's why it's very hard for me to literally accept when people say nice gestures and different things, because it's like you see so much fake stuff. It's like, is this person even genuine? Is this person real? Because all I get is fake love. And when you get fake love all the time, fake, everything is fake. Then when people actually show you love, you look at it as if though it's fake. That's why you got a lot of women, they can't settle down with a decent man because they had toxic men all their life. They've been hurt, their heart been broken so many times. So by the time a good man come in their life and actually show them love, it's difficult for the woman to embrace the man. Why? It's not because the man is no good. The problem is she been hurt her whole life. So when the man finally show her love, she's looking at him like, man, it's probably hate. Maybe he don't like me. That's how she's feeling. So she's scared. She don't want to be vulnerable because she think that he's up to no good because she been hurt her whole life. This mayor want you to forget about it. He want you to forget about the whole death of TAKEOFF.
Move forward. And as we grieve right now, I know the community's loss is real, is big. I feel the loss of TAKEOFF.
No, you don't. You don't feel the loss of anything. You're telling the people to forget about it.
And to Quavo, his uncle, man, peace to you and your entire family, and you can count on us.
How could you count on what? Are you kidding me? Sir, Quavo was there arguing with men. Quavo was there threatening another man by saying, "Let me go before I hurt somebody." Are you kidding me? All you got to do is talk to Quavo, and Quavo could tell you who shot the guy, and we could solve the case. Mystery is over. This mayor, what's the matter with this guy? This is crazy, man.
City of Atlanta. Much love and much peace to everybody.
Wow, what a shame. Anyway, y'all, we're gonna get up on out of here, man. This is just too overwhelming, man. Like the more I do these videos regarding this TAKEOFF situation, the more I'm upset that they killed this brother. I'm serious. Like the more I do these videos, the more it's like, yo, I really sincerely want justice for this brother. And it's like the people that's supposed to be doing this work, they're not even working. These guys are not working. They're playing games. There's cameras all over the place. You can't even walk outside without being on a camera. You walk in any convenience store, you're on a camera. You go to your car, you're on camera. Matter of fact, your cell phone is in your house recording you while you're at home. We're on tape every day. Cameras are everywhere. How they got no footage, man? Where is the footage? You people have to demand these answers. Where's the footage? Listen, folks, all you fam that are in Atlanta, you have to hold Quavo accountable, fam. Y'all can't be doing this fake love stuff, just letting him slide. Nah, fam, nah. This man made a 3-page letter, fam. He didn't even speak from the heart regarding his nephew. You don't find that suspect? How many of you been to a funeral? Did you have to read a 3-page letter? How many of you lost a mom at a funeral? How many of you lost your mom? Did you have to write a letter? How many of you lost your father? Lost a grandmother? Did you have to get up to the podium and read a letter? No, you spoke from the heart because you felt the pain. It's crazy, man. Listen, when you lose a loved one, you speak from the heart because you grew up with that person. You know what they did for you. You cry as you speak. The emotions flow. The tears will flow. You'll say some of the best things that ever came out of your mouth. Quavo didn't do that for his nephew. That's highly suspect, a major red flag. Folks that are in Atlanta, if you continue to support Quavo and his music after this death, and this man didn't do nothing to bring justice for TAKEOFF, you have a very, very serious problem. All you got to do is just look at my videos. Look at all the information. Don't have fake love. I understand that's his uncle. I understand that you like their music. I understand that the beats sound good. I understand that when they vibe, everything looks good on camera. But people, listen to me very carefully. TAKEOFF died while with his uncle. His uncle brought him out to 5th Ward, got him smoked out and high. He didn't want to be there. They made him feel comfortable. He brought him out there. Quavo have a responsibility in this. Stop all the nonsense about he's mourning. He's not mourning. Nobody have time to write a 3-page letter if you're mourning. To write that out meaning you had to think. He could have came and gave a public statement. He didn't do that yet. That's suspect, fam. He was arguing with men. He threatened men that night. He knew why his nephew died. He knows. Let's stop brushing this under the rug. Let's stop supporting these hip hop artists after they just finished sacrificing their own nephew, allegedly, man. Y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta look at this for what it is. Y'all gotta look at this for what it is. Listen, if everybody on YouTube know who I am, and I'm in videos with a nephew of mine, and for some odd reason, something happened to my nephew on my watch, on my clock, and I don't make a public statement about that, and I just kind of move on, y'all gotta question me. Yo, Ringo, why you ain't talk about the death of such and such? Like, what's going on? You gotta question that. So if y'all gonna continue to support Quavo, because I already done know him and Offset is gonna come together and make an album. They're gonna come to make an album. Matter of fact, their album's gonna come out very, very fast. Probably has already been done. Oh yeah. Probably already was done. And it's gonna probably feature songs from TAKEOFF that are unreleased. Remember, I said it here first. I'm the first one that said it. Remember, I said it first. These guys are gonna team up. They're gonna make an album and they're gonna release unreleased songs from TAKEOFF, never heard before. And when they release those songs, it's designed to make you support it because you're gonna wanna hear TAKEOFF's music again. They know how to make that money. They know how to get you to spend. Boycott these rappers, fam. They need to talk. Quavo need to talk. He need to talk. He know what happened to his nephew. Don't look at me and think something's wrong with me for questioning this. Don't look at me wrong. I'm doing what the police not doing. I'm doing what the mayor is not doing. Where is TAKEOFF's family to demand this? TAKEOFF's family is supposed to be flipping on Quavo, trying to find out what happened. But nobody's talking. You know why? Again, blood sacrifice rituals. You got families that are connected to this type of stuff. They all were raised in the blood sacrifices. Man, this is sad, man. This is just sad.
Hey.
Very, very sad. Anyway, y'all, I'm going to get up on out of here, man. I'm going to be back on later. I just wanted to do this video with the mayor so that y'all could pretty much see what he have to say to kind of connect the dots. And that's about it. So I appreciate everybody coming to the show. Remember, subscribe to the channel today. Click the notification bell for all so that you can be notified when I go live. Support the stream. Click the like button to show your support. It's very important that you support your interests. This is work. And we're not going to get no justice and nothing done if the people are not supporting their interests. So if you like the content, share the videos. Share the videos with others. Tell others about it. Get the word out there. Folks in Houston, band together. Boycott, protest, go to that site and raise hell. Do you understand me? In a peaceful manner. Demand respect. Demand answers. Don't be afraid. TAKEOFF needs justice. The folks in Atlanta, you need to do the same thing. TAKEOFF needs justice. Tell your mayor to make noise, make phone calls, do what you gotta do. Turn up the heat. That's about it, fam. I'm gonna sign out. Ringo TV Reactions. I'm out of here, fam. Peace. Peace to the mods, peace to the chat, peace to everybody in the clouds. Ringo TV Reactions, we out of here. See you in the next video. Peace.
If you like our content, consider supporting via Cash App at $Ringo TV Raw. Become a patron on patreon.com for exclusive video content not shown on YouTube. You could also support through PayPal at paypal.me/Ringo TV Raw. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified of new content. Follow me on Instagram at Ringo TV Raw.
This is Ringo TV Reactions, the only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth 100% raw and uncut.